Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go over the first square in our winter blanket crochet along. So I have the yarn here that we're going to be using. It is Lion Brand Heartland. Flipping it over here, we can see that it is a medium weight for a yarn, so you can use any medium weight for a yarn for this. I'm choosing this one specifically because it is super soft and I just love the feel of it. We are also going to need a 5.5mm hook. I'm using a Furls Crochet hook here. I love these resin hooks. They're my absolute favorite. And you can find the link to all the materials in the description below. There you can also find the full written pattern for this so that you can follow along, as well as the gauge information, and also how to sign up for our blog newsletter, because each week as these are coming out, every single square we will be announcing to our email subscribers first. So if you want to get dibs on that, make sure that you go and sign up. So let's jump right in. So today's square is going to be our most complicated square. It is a take on a crochet cable. So I have one here. This one is not yet blocked, so it's a little misshapen. But you can see the cable running down the middle here. There are 3 small cables, and once this is stretched out, once this is blocked, it will be a square. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial now. So the first thing here, as you can see, I've already got my yarn tied on. We're going to be chaining 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So here we have our chain 19 making up our base. Now the next step is extremely simple. All we're going to do is half double crochet in each stitch across this first row. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. This is a super simple stitch. It's actually my favorite crochet stitch. Even though it's super simple, there are a lot of variations to the half double crochet that create really, really beautiful textures. And overall, it's just very quick to work up, which is always nice. So we're just going to work this until the end, and I will meet you there. Okay, so we are going to make our final half double crochet here, and that marks the end of this row. We're just going to chain 1 and turn. So here we have our first row. Row 2 is fairly simple as well, but this is the basis for the cable. So what we're going to do is we are going to double crochet in the first 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Once you have your 3 double crochets here, we are going to be double crocheting back post only. Your back post is farthest from you, so it's back there. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into the back post of our stitch and double crochet as normal. We're going to do this until we reach the last 3 stitches. Oops. And it is easier to drop your working yarn when you are working this stitch. So that is something to keep in mind as you work. But we're just going to keep doing this all the way across till the last 3, so I will meet you there. Okay, so we have reached our end, so we have 3 stitches left. So all we're going to do is double crochet in those last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And same as last time, we're just going to chain 1 and turn. And now we have 2 rows done. You can see that on this side we do have that ridge from the back post that we did. So just like last time, we're always going to start our rows off by double crocheting in the first 3. So we're just going to go ahead and double crochet 1, 2, 3. And you can see my mess of working yarn down here. We'll just straighten that out. Okay, so that's now untangled. Now what we're going to do next, this is where it starts to get a little bit complicated. So we're going to skip the first 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to move on to the 7th, this one. And we're going to treble crochet this time in the back post of the next 6. So skip 6 and then crochet 6. Whoop. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is our 7th, and we're going to treble in the back post of this. And these are creating the beginning of our cable. So that is 2 trebles. Three. Okay, and finishing up here with our 6th treble. Now, we're going to be working into the stitches that we skipped, except now we're going to be working in the front post. So instead of working along the back ridge, we're going to be working into this stitch right here, and it's going to be a treble crochet again. And it does get tricky. You have to make sure that you are holding your work so that it doesn't get twisted around. So you see how when I go in, this is going to move over, which is why it's difficult to keep track. But just make sure that you're always working along the correct side of your work as you make your treble crochets. So that is our first one. Now, second one can be more difficult because now your work is twisted. I just like to make sure that I'm always, wherever I see my first treble, I'm making sure that I'm working to the left in the very next stitch, so right here. And again, working that treble crochet through the front post, and we're doing this 6 times, so 4 more times. Okay, and this is your 6th, so this is our last one. Now, we're going to end the row by going 3 double crochets in the last double crochets of the row. So here you want to make sure that you straighten out your row. So you should see this base cable both here and on the back, and what I like to do is make sure that your starting chain, your little tail here, should always be at the bottom. And then your right hand side, make sure that you have your 2 loops at the top instead of your 1 for your beginning chain. That's how you can tell the difference. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to double crochet in the final 3 stitches of this row. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. So you can see here, this is the base of our cable right here. And we're going to continue working up that cable. And what we're going to do is we're going to, as always, double crochet in your first 3 stitches. And once you're done with that, to keep your cable going, you're going to double crochet in the back post only of your back stitches and the front post only of your front stitches. So whichever comes first, which, as you can see here, our back post ones are closer to us, so that is where we're going. So we now back post in these 6, back post double crochet in these 6. Next thing you know, you're going to be doing your front post in your next 6 that are in the front here. So these are just front post double crochets. Okay, here's your 6th one. Okay, and then we're ending the row off with our 3 final double crochets here. Okay, and then chain 1 and turn. So now we still have 1 cable, but it's a little bit longer. And what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the past 2 steps 2 more times. So you're going to repeat your treble crochet, you're skipping 6, treble crocheting, and then your next row would be the double crochet front and back posts. So we're going to go over that one more time. So these are the 2 steps you're going to repeat 2 more times. We're going to double crochet in our first 3. Okay, finish up that 3rd one. Untangle our yarn. Okay, so now we are going to repeat our treble crochet process. So we're going to skip these first 6, and then we are going to treble crochet through the back post only of our next 6, and this will start to create our 2nd cable. So we'll just do this for the next 6. I will meet you once these are completed. Okay, now next we're going to do the same thing we did for our previous treble crochet row. We're going to work through the front post only of these stitches that we skipped. And again, just make sure not to twist your work around so that you're always working in the correct spaces. So that's our first one. We're going to continue. I like to stretch my work out a little bit here so that you can see where you're working. And we're just going to continue until we have all 6 treble crochets through the front post completed. Finishing up the last one here. Sometimes the last one is a little bit hidden and more difficult, so you just have to stretch your work out a little bit to make sure that you're able to find it. And we're going to straighten our work out again, and we're going to double crochet in our final 3 stitches. And we're going to chain 1, turn. Now we're going to repeat our double crochet process for cables, which is basically we're going to, as always, double crochet in our first 3 stitches. Okay, now we're going to double crochet through the back loop only of these first 6. Okay, now we're going to find our front post ones. Here they are. We're going to double crochet front post through all 6 of these. Okay, and then as always you're going to double crochet in your last 3 stitches. And then of course chain 1 and turn. So straightening out our work, you can see that we now have 2 cables. So all you're going to do now is you're going to repeat the treble and double crochet process one more time to create 1 more cable. So I'm going to work on that, and then I will meet you for the final row. Okay, so we're back here, and as you can see I've completed 1 more of the cables, so there are now 3 in total. All we're going to do for our last row is we're just the same way that we started. We're just going to half double crochet in every single stitch across the row. It is going to be easier obviously for your first 3 because those have been double crochets all the way up, but as you see here now you get into the fold that the cable creates, this fold here, so just make sure to keep your piece straight as you work and just half double crochet all the way across. Okay, so we're finishing off our last half double crochet here, and we're on the wrong side of our work currently, but we're just going to cut our end, tie this off, and then I always secure it like this. Okay. And we're just going to flip it over so that you can see the right side and you can see how these cables look. And it is difficult to see in this light, and this is a darker yarn, but once these are blocked and in place, you'll be able to see the beautiful texture this creates. And that completes our first square. So make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to head over to our blog and subscribe to our email newsletter. That is how we're going to be announcing as each square goes live. So you'll get it right to your inbox. You can find out when everything goes live. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye.